understand what transformation means. That question came up in the last couple of months. We've been listening really closely on the calls, and in that triangle, we talk a lot about what we look for, how do we see success. I think we've done a pretty good job, maybe even a very good job, of talking about it in the concrete terms.
Think about something you really want to accomplish.
These are not journalism questions, they're not writing questions, they're not OpEd questions. These are lifelong questions that apply to pretty much everything we do.
Because this is what's keeping us from getting here, right? So I think we all just need to take a moment to accept that this is real and this is happening. This is keeping us from getting here. So we want to fill in what sort of strategies we can come up with as a group. Some of it's already based in our own curriculum. Some of it's just something that we can discuss here together to help us get from here to here.
Like, there's a tendency to want to like come to the right way to do things, or the psychological, like, but we don't actually have to do that. I think that this doesn't rely on telling people or figuring out. We don't have to be the ones who know the right way. We're laying out a framework. Underlying all of our philosophy, our curriculum, our organization, everything is let's make a distinction between what matters and what's a consideration. The distinction. And the premise of that distinction is that what matters for each of us is going to be different. We're all going to have to decide on our own, but we share one common assumption, which is that we matter. How do you know what matters from a consideration? Obviously, we all decide for ourselves, but here's a pretty good rule of thumb. If you don't want it on your tombstone, it's probably a consideration. The second important thing is the validation of considerations. Extremely important, and also really problematic in our community and our world, because the world, the hegemonic version of the world, doesn't face the problems that we face. Deterrents are unevenly distributed, right? And there is a gaslighting effect, sometimes intentional and sometimes not, but there's a gaslighting effect on us, which that's why I'm pressing for let's get strategic rather than just do it, so that we can acknowledge that in fact the deterrents are unevenly distributed, the system is rigged. Third one, and every single consideration you can do a check in your head, like, is there a validation for this? Maybe not every single one, has like an unevenly distributed validation, but this is one that drives the crap out of me lately, and the confidence thing. You lack confidence, have the confidence.
Honestly, when the white Texans that invaded, Spain at the time, they weren't really empathetic or respectful to my people there. And I think this is pretty relevant to you, right? Actually, I don't really care. So,
Thank you. You've talked a lot today.
Yeah.
We want to hear from other people. We want to give other people, and maybe actually you haven't spoken at all. And I see you've been really distracted. I see you're on your phone. I see you doodling.
I want to do a quick thought experiment, and it goes like this. What if this were a room full of cancer patients and you believed you knew the cure for cancer? Would you share what you knew and how you knew it, or would you withhold it like a joke?
I have quiet people read the Post-its. When there's Post-its, that's an easy intro. I invite quiet people to weigh in, but I ask a question that's easy. I don't put them on the spot with a scary question if I notice they're a quiet person. Say something like, everyone is welcome in this full room. Everyone of all colors, classes, creeds, genders. We're so glad you're here.
It's like writing an effective op-ed. I mean, here's the evidence. We have the impact report. You can speak in that. You don't have to speak in platitudes. You don't have to talk about how touchy-feely it is.
I find that everyone in this room is already good at doing this, and is going to be even better after this weekend, because I find that it almost doesn't matter what you say if you have these concepts in you.
Quan. That's your word?
Hell yeah, that's my word. You know, some dudes might have the coin, but they'll never have the Quan.
What is...
It means love, respect, community, and the dollars too, the entire package, though. Quan.